Ta-da. Wouldn't let me go live. I don't know why. It wouldn't let me go live. But now I'm live. Hey, down here. How goes life in the world, folks? Oh, I think everybody's lost their blip mind. Myself. Maybe including me. Probably including me, actually. It could be Memorex. Man, that was like, I love that commercial. Use that for everything. Not Memorex, but the commercial. Yeah, there you go. There's my face. In case y'all were missing me. Has a killer headache. Carol, kill it first before it wins. First, I would like to tell everybody that if you want to see a really good Western, it was made in, it's a modern Western, okay? It was made like last year, and they just released it. Old Henry. That movie is good. Uh, yeah. If I had the bandwidth and the computer to do it, we would just have a live screening of it right here, right now. We just all watch it together. So, yeah. It's really good. The main character of the movie, or I didn't know that guy could act such. Carol, she's got a migraine, so she's been hiding in the dark. It's that time of the year now. I got my normal the seasons are changed. Fall's here, in case y'all were wondering. It's here. It's here now. I hadn't heard that one, but this one's Old Henry. Uh, see if there's a. You can watch it on YouTube TV. It's like $6 to rent it. Or YouTube movies or whatever. I used Amazon. But, yeah, it's going to show up. But the guy that starts, the first guy in the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, now I can't have complete blank on his name, don't know who it was. But anyway, he's the guy. Oh, okay. Hey, I mean, I used to read like, dadgummit, Max Brand, Louis L'Amour, stuff like that. I read, but then I picked up a couple of Western novels, and all it was, and Lynn the whore did this to him, and screamed in ecstasy. And I'm like, I didn't pick up a Western novel for porno. So I never risked another one. I never tried another offer. I think that was Long Arm. Something that's supposed to be some Marshall. Nothing. Um, you could read every Louis L'Amour book out there and never figure out where babies come from. Never. Other than mamas and daddies. So, anyway, has anybody been keeping up with everything that's going on? Like, I haven't been keeping up with everything that's going on. There's been too much going on. There's no way for anybody to keep. And if you're the guy who can keep up with everything that's going on, let's keep up with the important stuff. You're keeping up with what they want you to keep up with. Stop feeling so damn special. There's something out there to keep anybody that wants to be distracted by it distracted. The end. But if you go and you look at all of it together, it will blow your freaking mind. And not like, wow, but like, oh, wow. Hey, Sasquatch. There's yeah, those pesterings are okay. But just what, and we're not even getting the whole truth. What there's we didn't find out about Lebanon being blacked out until they said they were going to start restoring the power. When they didn't know about other countries having rolling blackouts. I didn't know anything about that because they can't get coal to the power plants. Many places are short drinking water, not just California. Uh, Parts of India, they're just all over the place. There's just no, there's too much water here, not enough water there. It's the story on every continent on the planet right now. Hey, Ben. And yeah, we got earthquakes, volcanoes, weird lights in the sky that are actually balloons that are 120 or 120,000 feet. What? How the hell do you make a balloon that big? You don't. That's a load of shit. Uh, Atmospheric pressure. There's reasons you can't make a balloon that big, but I must have read it wrong. Uh, let's see what else. there's still people that allow Billy Bird to comment on their channels. Yeah, and it's looking a whole lot like it's time to make sure your tool belts are oiled up. Make sure all your screwdrivers and socket wrenches and such as that are in there. Uber famous country and western singers getting blackballed by social media, mainstream media, and the industry just for saying they don't agree with forced vaccinations. Got the entire country worried about some young lady that did something stupid and wound up dead. Why do we care? Why do so many people care? It sucks what happened. There's entirely too much coverage over it. I mean, there's too many important things to be talking about. All these things that we're hearing about on the news are things that shouldn't be being talked about. We need to be talking about, the absence of energy, the absence of food, the absence of transportation, the corruption, the finagling, all the crap that's going on. But they're not. The Fox News is now getting rid of people that the rest of the world thinks are too far right. Fox News isn't even standing up anymore. They're folding into the narrative. I didn't watch Fox News anyway, but you see things on the internet and you're like, oh wow, that sucks. Who's Susquehanna? Already did it. See what else? The seasons have moved 3 or 4 weeks out of place. That's not weird. What else? What else was I going off about a while ago? Anymore? Yeah, I think so, Ben. I mean, birds that show up here every year never showed up this year. Never, they didn't show up. I've seen 2 sets of about 100 mourning dove come through. That's it. And I've been looking because you got to catch them moving. You got to catch them on the highline wires. Then it's worth going out and trying to hunt. They haven't been here. They haven't been at Ira. They haven't been in Fluvanna. They haven't been in. They ain't even been down at the river. You know, there's just no birds anywhere. They haven't seen quail for 2 years here. Some of that may be because of the guys poisoning the army worms, and that may be what's happening with the chats too. That may just be indicative to this county, thanks to people who will not be mentioned that don't think they have to obey the same rules that everybody else does. Um, but there's a lot of those people out there, so they do make a difference. We've got, there's protests and stuff going on all over the country, all over this country, against the mandates and against the vaccinations. You don't hear nothing about it. They're not making the news. I mean, hundreds of people in the street protesting, and nobody's saying nothing about it. You get 10 people and screaming for something far left or whatever, and the news makes it sound like there's 200,000 people out there. You get 1,000. I mean, getting 200 or 300 people in one place to do a protest, organized protest, takes a lot of effort if it's legitimate. So there should be some coverage of that. Why is there no coverage of that? It's because they don't want coverage of that. This whole thing you're supposed to get, this jabby, stabby thing, and the rules they're making for it. I don't think what's in the jab is the problem. It's the fact that you're not willing to get the jab, and if you're not willing to get the jab, they're doing everything to you that they said that you couldn't do if you didn't accept the mark of the beast in the Bible. So, yeah, what's up with that? The dove are all still at your place? Well, I'll just come up there and shoot them then. Yeah, and half the medical staff in Lubbock and Lubbock is a huge medical center. There is what? Uh, 2 hospitals within walking distance down there that cover, each one of those hospitals covers 4 or 5 city blocks. I mean, they literally, you can get a ride from one part of the hospital to the other part of the hospital. You don't have to go outside. You literally walk over the streets. And then around them, there's just doctor's office after doctor's office after doctor. And that's just 2 of them. There's University, was it Covenant North and Covenant South? Then you've got Lubbock Heart, and there's another one. Can't remember what it's called. There's yeah. Everybody goes to Lubbock to be treated around here. Everybody, they don't fly for life people to Midland, Odessa. They fly for life people to Lubbock. They fly people out of Midland, Odessa to Loveland. And you got people that are just going to quit. Yeah, now I ain't even been seeing hype about the NFL or anything. Are they even still doing that? No. If you hadn't got serious about this yet, you're messing up. And yeah, I don't know. I wish I thought for half a second there was any saving the union. I don't think the Republic's coming back. I mean, we could probably fight it and get a few more years of feigned freedom and liberty, but I doubt it. Hey, Clifford, same to you. The Tell you what, if I was a literalist when it comes to the Book of Revelations, I would be scared to death right now. I like, would seriously be losing my stuff. Uh, I can still breathe okay though and sleep at night because I'm not a literalist. But it's getting every day it gets a little bit harder not to be a literalist. It's like they're taking all the fun out of being a think for yourself kind of person. I was going to show y'all a marble I found. Now I've lost it. Shut up, honey. That's not what I meant, and you know it. I didn't walk into anything. You twisted that all around. It was that Hulk Hogan marble that I was going to give to Rob. Now I don't know where it is, and I've lost another marble. Yes. I have a whole bag of them right here. That's what made me think of it. I know right where my marbles are. I just don't know where my Hulk Hogan marble went. As I took it out of the bag and was playing with it and laid it down on a flat surface, which is exactly what you do with marbles, right? Um, that's all you can do. That's all we ever had. Uh, Sasquatch. See, all the rest of them are nothing special. They're like green marbles. Well, green and blue and stuff. There is slingshot ammunition. But Your chicken? Oh, again? What do you think I have a long sleeve shirt on? Long sleeve. There, I'm already starting to lose the ability to speak again, apparently. Singular, though, keyboard. Singular. Lost my marble. Only had one. I'd only found one marble. Aha! I found it. I have my marbles back. Yeah, but this. I want to give this to Rob some better stuff. So y'all probably can't see it, but let me see. Or see, I have Rob is biggest fan or whatever. I can give him a reminder of his biggest fan. It's just one of those like you put 50 cents in the machine and it drops something out. It's just one of those. The world's probably lost, but that doesn't mean that everybody on it is. See, boy, that's what you got. That's the only thing we have left to strive for is not being of this world. We have to be in it. We don't have to be like the rest of them. That's our only real way of rebelling against the powers that be is just not being who they say we have to be. Be respectful, honest, upright, moral, kind, loving, merciful, meek. You know, this is my box. I am going to stand in this box. I am not going to move from this box. If you try to move me from this box, you're going to lose body parts. That's meek. And then you stay by what you believe. You stand firm on it. Meek is not mousy. Meek is not mousy. When it says that meek shall inherit the earth, it's talking about people who are firm in what they believe and don't have to boast about it and brag. It's just the way things are. It's the way they are. It's the way they do things. They are who they are. And those are the people that are going to inherit the earth. So be who you are. Don't. There's so many. If 80% of Hollywood and Nashville and Motown and all of them, if they know that if they stand up and answer a question or say the way they really feel about something, they know that they will lose their career. They'll go, Whoopi Goldberg, go right back to being penniless in the street. She'll never work again. But I honestly think she buys into that crap that she believes. Um, but was it Big and Rich and was it Carrie Underwood or whatever? They said some stuff, and now they in a world of hurt. Yeah, Jason Aldean. Uh, that gummit. Not George Strait. One old boy he'd come out and he was talking about the corruption and stuff in Nashville. And next thing you know, he had a stroke. And now he's in a wheelchair. Can't talk or sing or nothing. think he was probably supposed to die, but the suicide didn't work out like they planned. See, and I've become cynical about stuff like that because I've bailed old people out on stuff like that and then found out that that's just how they roll. So, you know, well, that's what I mean. I mean, I've paid for old ladies' stuff at the grocery store only to find out that they didn't need the help. They just knew that they could tear jerk some impressionable young guy into doing it. Yeah, it's the same thing, and you still have to do it. Uh, the guys that I've given gas money for, knowing that they were scamming me, but in the back of my mind, going, well, they might not be. You know, that's the book doesn't say to do the charity if you think it's legit. The book says to do the charity and worry about the rest of it later. If I got the $10, I'd cough it up. It's that's people always talking about how God's made them rich and this, that, and everything else. I'm going, okay, then you're not probably not doing all the charity and stuff because if nobody's taking advantage of you and you're making out better than everybody else, then chances are you're not doing something right. Our mulleted speaker, yeah, that's I found out mullets were back. I've never seen, man. You can't go anywhere without seeing somebody wearing a mullet nowadays. Either mullet or uh, mohawk all the way down the top. Yeah, or a shag. The the long hair is back in. I don't know. If you people don't have somebody in your corner, y'all need to find somebody close to you. It's going to get really, really scary. Uh, I was actually uncomfortable. We went to Floydada this weekend. I was actually uncomfortable the entire time I was in Floydada because I forgot to take my sidearm. I had taken it off and I forgot it. I I carry in a shoulder holster, and when I come in the house, I take it off. And we were loading up all the stuff and this, that, and everything, and then I just got in the car and drove off. I didn't put it back on. So that, trust me, I didn't have to worry about it too much. There was iron all over the place in Florida. Well, Sasquatch's local tops are all over an hour away. And an hour in modern times is what? 2 days? 2 days walking? Um, I couldn't make Post in a day from here. There's no flipping way. Supposed to be a 2 day walk for me. If I still had my lungs. Oh yeah, the people are still growing in their mullets. Uh, it's a friend of mine, Jerry. He's got my mullet beat. That man hadn't cut his hair in 15 years. Hi, Biddy. What you got? I'm acting like a puppy now. I hear plastic rattling. No, you're not really eating that stuff, are you? You're not eating that candy. I know you're not. Is she really eating that nest of candy? Anyways, that was a nice doomer porn title, I thought. Really expected more trollers in here than this. Which they're probably here, they're just not talking. So, um, but yeah, I really feel the way, and it's the entire world. All governments are making the same rules. Canada, Australia, Mexico, South American countries, European countries, African countries, Asian countries. They're all making the same mandates. It's not indicative to the United States. It's everywhere. They're making the same rules. Do this or don't participate in commerce. If you do not agree with our narrative, you will lose everything that you have worked for your entire career. We will destroy you. I mean, you better be right with your maker. And not, well, me and God understand each other. You know what? God doesn't have to understand you. If you're thinking you and God understand each other, and y'all, me and God, we got it worked out. Guess what? You better like barbecue. What? Being barbecue. You're gonna find out what that steak feels like. She can say the green bean ones just as long as she wants to. First time we go to a church social, I'm filling that whole bowl with them then. So dump all of them. Dump all of them in the candy bowl. I can't wait for Halloween. There gonna be lots of disappointed kids to get home. Hey, don't trick or treat. Actually, we don't get trick or treaters out here. But yeah. Is this prognosis looking better, Biddy? Not too many details, just yes or no. Um, I just can't do the sick baby thing. Believe it or not, I had one that was like the carrot thing or whatever. It's actually not bad. So, but you never know what you literally don't know what you're getting. You know which ones are green beans, and you know which ones are cranberry, and that's it. The see what else we got going. Oh yeah, there's like the smaller channels and stuff. You know, the ones that don't monetize and they're real careful about how they say things and stuff. They're still they're still out there, but several of the big ones that you know weren't batch crazy, that were actually putting stuff out that they could show you the links to what they were talking about and stuff like man, they're not coming up on YouTube. They're being made invisible. I think the dude from Norway, uh, he did it. I hadn't watched it yet. He's doing it. He did a that was his video. His video was titled "They'll Make You Disappear" or "Make You Invisible" or something. But yeah, they're the conservative channels that are actually level-headed about the way they approach and report this stuff. I can't find them anymore. I used to think Sky News Australia was pretty good, but they're basically just Australia's Fox News. I figured out. Yeah, Bjorn. Uh, let me see if his video still pops up on my whatever. Well, it's not up here right now. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Bjorn Andres Bull Hansen. They will make you invisible. He put that out 2 days ago. Uh, hey, C103. Yes, Mark, you missed everything. We figured out a plan to conquer the world, and we were going to be able to make it work, but you weren't here to sign on. So without a saxophone player, it just wasn't going to work. So we canceled everything. It's your fault. What new job, Biddy? You don't have no job. Yeah, he still comes up on your recommendations and stuff, but for how much longer? There's a couple of guys from Australia that I listen to. Uh, there's, unless you're, if they ain't got over 100, 200,000 subscribers, they're not. You know what I mean? Like me, I mean, on my West S.theREALone, I don't, or West S, I can't get away with doing anything over there, or they'll just bury my channel, and I know. Yes, and that was the code for we're going to talk about how to take over the world now. And you went away, and that was it. I did find my marble though. I think I've got it upside down. That looks like Bart or Homer Simpson. Really? Oh, Goldberg's in there. Got it to got it to work last time. See, I've Rob trapped in a marble. Yes, and there was also that. Oh, okay. Breaking into people's houses while they're gone and taking their stuff is not cleaning. What? I was just making sure. I was just making sure she understood the rules. That that's cleaning out houses. It's a difference. I'm not saying that's what she was doing. I mean, just trying to be helpful. We got a fairly decent, like, seriously short-term prepper pantry. I used to look at it and I was like, yes, we're getting there. Now I look at it and I just want to cry. Oh, okay. How you fitting that in with dairy cows? Nope, nope, not interested. T-Boy, that's going to be you, I guess. Anybody else in my circling or? Oh, there was a job come up that I did not want. They were hiring for crime scene cleaners. No, not interested. Is that decaf coffee? That explains why the more I drink, the sleepier I get. Up, T-Boy, they're saying it's you. You might have to hit the refresh or something. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna get sleepy on y'all when I started this. I did not take a nap today. And I did have a big old supper before I started. We had goulash and cornbread, and it was really good. So I had seconds, and I probably shouldn't have done that. You know when you get all full. Sorry, man. How about I send you an invite, Rob, and I'll turn my camera off, and you just entertain them. Hey, I got your marble. Oh, no, this is Rob's marble. He's trapped in this marble. Ah, can you feel it when I do that, Rob? How about this? If you feel up to it, though, Rob, I'll send you an invite. All right. We can talk about the end of the world together, Rob. The end of the world as we know it. I like that. I don't know if y'all heard that. The missus said it's fine because if the world ends, there'll be plenty of pudding for the rest of us because the vegans don't get any pudding because they won't eat their meat. Good night, Betty baby. Be careful. See that you're gonna have to apply yourself more aggressively during the time of the night that we don't want your presence. Like like you have to stay up late with us and talk about the end of the world. Then you have to get up really, really early in the morning and do your invoices. And Biden gets put in on Thursdays. Let's Go, Brandon. I'm going to send Rob an invite, and then I'm going to go get me some decaf. I'm sending it to your email. Or would you just want me to put it over in the chat? I can do that. I'll just put it in the chat. Copy the clipboard. I'm just going to put it in the chat, man, and then I'll take it out after you join. There you go. Be right back. You can't keep hiding that for. Oh. There's that, I guess. Candy foul?
Yeah. In case y'all didn't know, my mommy is a polar bear and it's cold in here.
It's like 60 degrees in the house this morning. Was it like 65 right now in here? I'm actually thinking about I've got a big concrete wall. It's very tempting. Doesn't take that many cans of spray paint. Hey, Ted, hello. Yeah. Oh. She can't wave back, because she's stuffing her face with candy. There's like a lot of candy being eaten in there. They bought the regular candy corn too, also, which is like my Achilles heel when it comes to not eating sugar. Wonder what Rob's doing, because he's not here yet. He probably left as soon as I told him I was going to send it to him in the email. I probably should go ahead and do the email too then. Smart. Do it both ways. Oh, there he is. Never cancel this. Hold on, I'm gonna put you up. You ready, Mark? Or dadgummit. You ready, Rob? No. Well, I can't hear you until I put you in the stream. Hold on, I'm putting Rob in the stream whether he's ready or not. Oh, he disappeared. He's back. Now I still can't hear you. Do sign language. Do the. Oh, and then he freezes. Uh, did you try plugging the microphone in? Sasquatch is going to go take a shower. There goes the lake. Everyone might as well stop writing in the sad chat now. Well, I was going to let Rob take over the live stream. I was just going to read him the chat. But apparently he ate his microphone. You want to borrow this one? Okay, you'll have to come get it. Wait, you can borrow this one. It's kind of fluffy. Doesn't work. The microphone doesn't work on that camera. Neither one of them. I bought a camera that doesn't. The microphone jack doesn't work in. Hello, nothing. Hold on, do I have you muted? I don't think I did. Nope, that didn't do nothing. No, he's not muted. It should show down there if he had himself muted. Try backing out and coming back in. That has worked in the past. Rob was hit by a CME. That's possible. We had one of those today. I felt it. Made my hair stand up. Not really. There was a lot of static electricity today, but I think that was more from the wind than anything else. Do not pick up a plastic table that was sitting in a car all night during a windstorm and then touch a doorknob. Just don't. It's a shocking experience. Yeah, Rob, I'll email you the link. Try to come back in that way, see if it, or do you think it's your mic that's messed up? Or is it your connection or your mic? We're going to send you this. I'm gonna email you a link and try joining that way and see if it works. So I've had more than one person that hadn't been able to get their mic to work the first time they joined, and mine wasn't wanting to let me. It wouldn't even let me go live a minute ago, or when I first started. I sent it to your AOL. The message has been sent. Okay, well, let me know how it goes. There's a link in your email when you get back. Well, that's true, Mark. I think we're probably gonna have to save the world without technology. Uh, that's that movie I was talking about earlier, that Old Henry or whatever. You want a close look at what it was like in the 19 aughts or whatever, because that's when the movie was set. Was in the 1901. Uh, was circa 1901 is when the movie is about. It's actually supposed to be a more true story of Willie the Kid. There, spoiler alert. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rob's one of those guys that's not going to replace his laptop until he has absolutely no choice. What did they do wrong? Oh, we just celebrate harvest and our birthdays. We celebrate our birthdays by giving people uh, candy corn. By people, we mean ourselves. It's going to blow like crazy, Mark. The 2 days I decided I was going to go camp out, the first day is going to blow and the next day is going to rain. So, Jamie, I poured this so I could go cheers with Rob. I'll have to do another one when it gets back. This is a stimulant, though. It's like caffeine. The first couple are like caffeine. Ah, that's good bourbon. Ghost was my favorite Call of Duty game. That's like totally not Halloween, but Anybody notice anything going on out there in the wild world of the world that that we should be aware of? Anything I might have missed? Pretty sure I've missed a lot of stuff. Um, haven't heard anything about what they're doing in Canada lately. None of my Canada channels are putting anything out. I mean, the Canadian socialist people are still putting stuff out, but I mean that stuff makes me want to vomit. Yeah, the thing about the evictions and stuff, most of the ones that are happening now were going to happen anyway.
Want to see what a wet rat looks like?
One person in particular that I know is getting the child stimulus checks and not paying the rent.
Oh yeah, getting the stimulus checks and not paying their rent. Yeah, there's that. That's happening quite a bit. They're actually getting the checks to help pay for their rent and not using it to pay for their rent, even though they had a full-time job and they didn't actually need help to pay for the rent. Um, a lot of the people getting evicted it was going to happen anyway. They just decided they weren't paying their rent anymore. Welcome to the world. If you don't pay your rent, the guy that owns the property kicks you out.
I'm sure there's some out there that legit still think they get that.
I mean, some of the rent's insanely high. Like, there's no way a one-bedroom apartment is worth $1,200 a month. Um, but then again, the cost of materials and stuff to build an apartment complex now are astronomical. So, um, that Snyder Village or whatever, that place, it's basically, it was like $2,000 a month for a house for one of the 3 bedrooms. Most of the people there were only having to pay like 600 or 700. The government was picking up the rest. I don't know which bank scams you're talking about. Um, around here, we're not having foreclosures. I mean, people just made their house payments. Um, so yeah, our yeah, there could be before. I mean, it's gonna start happening in Odessa 4 or 5 more months because they're shutting down the oil field. They're not letting them do anything over there. So Um, the government shutting down the new exploration. So unless they just flat couldn't make the payment, that's on them. Taking the money and running like that. If they weren't working, yeah, I can see it. Okay, Rob, I'm gonna put you back up. Hey, sound.
Sound, yay. Yep, it is. It's in the connection somewhere between the ribbon and. Right now, my laptop is folded about that much. It's like that, and so I had to tilt it back to be able to work. It did this a little bit before, but it's worse tonight. Hi, everyone. Sorry for all the weirdness.
Sounds like you're going to have to get your laptop fixed.
Yes, it does. Thank you. What an astute observation.
Man, I'm a technical kind of guy. I pick up
Yeah.
on things quick.
I'm not going to be able to type because my keyboard is pointing up in the air at a 45-degree angle. I've got a can of bean dip under it to hold it kind of where it needs to be. But it's weird though that it won't even work even when I put my Bluetooth headphones on. It still won't pick it up. I don't know why that is. I will have to go see my computer guy friend.
Yep. What were you telling him about? Well, he's not going to replace his laptop.
I might.
Oh, well, she said to tell you they sell them at Walmart.
Yes, they do. They sell them at Dell and a lot of other places. Do they sell good ones at Walmart?
I like mine, but I don't hardly ever use it. She ordered hers off the internet webs or whatever. Hers is fancy, so hers is like a giant cell phone. She doesn't even have to use the keyboard. She can use the screen. She got a touchscreen monitor on hers. It's like really cool. Unless you're me, and you borrow her laptop, and then you try to use your laptop, and you're just stabbing the crap out of your computer.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
All right.
It's broken.
Well, I've stressed myself out enough. I got to go get it. First, I'm going to turn off that obnoxious light back there.
But the cats will be scared. Cats don't like the dark.
They seem to. See if you can guess what I'm fixing to do next.
Urine sample. No, I was wrong.
But
I don't have
entirely.
any mixers left. I drank all my Cokes.
Oh.
I'm just having to drink this Derringer straight bourbon whiskey right out of a glass.
My esophagus has gotten where it doesn't like it straight like that as much.
You know what?
I'm not sure why that
if
is.
I was you, I would just explain to my esophagus that it doesn't get to choose the way things are done.
Well, my esophagus is kind of like my wife and my daughter. It doesn't listen.
Oh, well, yeah. That could be a problem.
I know Mrs. West listens to everything you say and not just listens, but takes it under great advisement. But I'm not so lucky.
Yeah, she tried to flush you again, didn't she? That's so mean. Poor puppy. Just because you stunk.
Well, C103, you are in the right place if you come here for the weirdness. Speaking, oh, hi, Sweet Pea.
Hello.
She tried to drown her dog.
How?
Well, We've probably all been guilty of that.
His skin was real dry, so I gave him a medicated bath.
A
Actually,
medicated bath.
Yeah, he's
What?
got, what is
Was she
it?
crumble a bunch of aspirin in it, or what?
no, it's just kind of like it's like basically tea gel and like stuff, but for doggies.
She does not abuse her animals. I just hope that she treats me like one of her dogs when she puts me in the nursing home.
Better specify which one.
I don't care. Both our dogs are a rich girl's poodle.
Oh, let me see. All right, good. Happy Hair and Cornelius are still at ballet, so I got plenty of time probably.
Yeah, I'm drinking decaf, so I gotta do the bourbon for the first couple of them. Actually act like a stimulant, wake me up a little bit. Then after a little while, they get me sleepy or whatever.
Yeah.
The last 2 nights, I've slept pretty good. How many Cabela t-shirts you got, Rob?
The one.
One.
Yep, just this one.
Rachel, you can't have dogs in Hawaii. You
Don't
have to
they make
get him a feral pig.
A feral pig, a potbelly pig, anyway.
No, they got wild
Cheers.
pigs just running around. Cheers. They got wild pigs running around all over the place. You just got to go get your baby one.
Ah, good.
I know you can get a. Just go get one of the rabid, scraggly looking ones. Do you want to get the kid a dog, or do you want a dog?
Cheers, Abe. Not bog, yeah, just like him. Poor Rachel. Typing is hard. Wes, did you finish that first book yet?
Yes.
Did you start the second one yet?
Hey, check this out. All I have to do to get my wife and daughter to start trying to talk to me is pick this book up.
Yeah.
And open it. See? Did you hear that?
Works every time.
Every time. I'm on.
My wife is funny. Here, it's been a few years ago. I determined that, all right, I should make sure that I pay more attention to her. And so whenever she would start talking, if I was watching TV or something on the computer or whatever I was doing, I would turn it off, quit right then. And she got mad at me one time. If you're going to be like that, I said, I'm going to be like what? You talked to me, so I shut down so I could give you attention. Well, it seemed like you did it rudely. I'm like, how do you turn a TV off rudely? I don't even get that.
Don't know. I just say hold on and I pause everything. And
my problem now is they're halfway into what they're telling me before I realize they're talking to me. And then they think I was intentionally ignoring them.
There's that. I don't have to intentionally ignore anybody. It's just a natural thing, natural state of being. So the joke's on them. I'm not intentionally ignoring them. I'm just ignoring everybody.
Yep. Not a terrible thing. Do you know it's supposed to get down to 35 degrees here on Friday, I think. Not during the day, but at night.
Yeah, we're supposed to get down to the 40s. What? Sweet Pea? No, I did not. It had a problem drafting, and I meant to go out there and work on that today. but I didn't because there was an elephant stuck in the bar ditch, and I had to go get an ox and pull it out.
Yep, that happens. See how long it takes Wes to see that.
Is that your new shirt sticker or whatever?
No, I've been trying to decide whose bumper of my friends to put this on, kind of in an inconspicuous place that everybody will see it, but they won't notice.
I'm fighting down the urge to go get my boy to make me a shirt that says "Let's go, Brian" or Brandon.
Oh, I know it. Did you see the meme I made and posted?
Yes,
I actually made that. Are you proud?
yes, I am. I can't believe we're talking like that on here. This is this is West S.theREALone when we talk like that over here.
Yeah, well, there should be, here we go. There should be nothing wrong with saying let's go, Brandon. I mean,
Not at all.
it's got nothing to do with whoever that is.
Apparently, there's an airplane flying around dragging a banner that says "Let's go, Brandon." Now.
I love it.
I
I was
wonder
torn.
how long it's going to take the guys at Colorado City. Well, the flags are all over the place. The guy replaced his flag that tore up in the wind. The F. Joe one he had or whatever. I wonder how long it's going to be before he has both of them up there. Let's go, Brandon, and the other one. Oh, he switched it to impeach. I want him to impeach his entire cabinet.
I'll tell you what I like about Let's Go Brandon more than anything else is the fact I was torn on that whole F. Joe Biden thing, that people were hollering at stadiums and doing that. I like the sentiment, and I'm glad that people are doing it and making their voice heard. But I hate, I'm not real big on cussing. Not that I'm I mean, I just hate for little kids to have to hear that kind of stuff, from grown people like that. That's just like a lowering of the morals of the country, it feels like. But this way, it's a happy medium. Everybody can say, "Let's go, Brandon," and everybody knows what they mean without it being as vulgar. I don't know.
Well, if more people had been willing to beat the kids for thinking retarded thoughts and stuff, and like going out to the woodshed and ending some of the really stupid ones, there wouldn't have been that many. There wouldn't have been enough people to back that whole play for getting that man elected.
Yeah.
So we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We never should have let him get to that point.
Well, I don't think we did let him, just in general. But yeah, I see what you're saying, though. Yeah.
I'm not in prison, so I didn't try to stop him too hard.
Hey, I found a scraper. Did I show you that? I didn't show you that.
Oh, cool. No, that's cool. The Brandon at the Davalier, there was a
NASCAR, I think.
Talladega is a NASCAR race, and the guy that won it's name's Brandon Brown. And they tried to the news reporter was trying to say that the crowd was chanting "Let's go, Brandon" instead of "F. Joe Biden."
Yeah, it was pathetic trying to cover it up. And he got busted. And now that that announcer or sportscaster, whatever it was, is a laughing stock.
Yeah, but his point on the whole F-bomb thing is that's because that's all they hear everywhere they go.
I know.
TV.
Yeah.
Sporting events.
I hate it. And here's the thing. One word is not inherently bad for any particular reason other than people just decided it's bad. I wrestle with that a lot. At church, I'm like, okay, why is that word bad? Pick any private part of the body, and there's 18 or 20 words to describe that part. And they all mean the same thing, but some of them are okay, some of them aren't okay. And it morphs and it changes. When I was a kid, I remember living in Colorado City as a little kid. The word pregnant was not okay. That was an impolite. You didn't say that word in public. You didn't use that word pregnant. It was with child or whatever else. And now, pregnant's just fine. It's all a matter of what you get used to and what you figure out how to accept. I've told you the story about a roommate of mine in Colorado whose parents were
Yeah.
nudists, and he was raised partially in a nudist colony. And I talked to his dad one time. His name was Zebu, good hippie kid. I talked to his dad one time. I was like, okay, dude, I said, I don't think I could make it in a nudist colony because, no pun intended, I would stand out like a sore thumb. He said, yeah, everybody does at first. I said, huh? He said, yeah. I said, you can always tell who the newcomers are. He said, but after a few days, you get used to it. It goes away and it's no big deal. And, that's right. It's what you get used to and what you figure out. You know the difference. Seeing a naked woman ain't that big a deal. Doctors see naked women all the time, and yet they do okay. I don't know, man.
Why I'm opposed to making public nudity okay. I don't want to be desensitized to seeing naked women.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the mystery. They had a beauty pageant thing, homecoming, whatever, for the homecoming queen at Shallow Water. The girl that won it was the one that was dressed modestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not uncommon.
Pretty. She didn't look like a ghetto horse. She looked like, small town.
Yeah, country girl,
and she won.
Yeah. I get that whole mystery thing you were talking about, but speaking from experience, I can think of a couple of gals that I wish there hadn't been a mystery and I could have avoided beforehand.
Well, if their clothes are that loose, you might want to think about not talking to them anyway.
Well, their clothes weren't that loose originally. May have. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. I don't cookie cutter women. I've been in love with big ones, little ones, skinny ones, tall ones, short ones.
Yep.
I don't know. That's why I like fruit salads, because they all kind of different berries up in there.
Yeah.
There's melons in with the blueberries. It's just the way it
is. I took that way too many wrong directions.
Oh, see, you're just being...
I am. I can't help it. Maybe I can help it. I don't know if I've ever really...
Moving on swiftly. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know why this popped in my head, but when are you going to eat that fudge brownie thing in the freezer or refrigerator? You better get to it quick or it's going to go bad. Well, now you're trying to give me a heart attack. Huh?
Well, Cornelius and Happy Hair have started home, so the countdown has begun. We've got the Stalker app. It's live 360, so we can all keep track of where each other are.
Oh, yay. Yeah, they got that. I was on it for a little bit, and then I was like, no. I don't mind everybody, my family knowing where I'm at. Google doesn't have any business.
I think Google, if you've got your phone, they know where you're at.
I turn my location off. I can turn it on when I need it.
Yeah.
And then I turn it off. 911 turns it back on. If you dial 911, it automatically turns your location.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
That's good. That's good to know, actually. No, we got sold on Live 360. Christy had the girls on there right before the accident, and that's how she knew something had happened. She was watching them coming home that night and saw that they got to Anton, and so then they stopped, and she's like, why are they stopped? And they were stopped, and they were stopped, and they weren't going, and she was thinking, okay, what's going on? So she tried to call, and no answer, and she got nervous, And so she was already alerted and ready to go as soon as we got the phone call.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay, yeah, that's
When
Yeah.
I go to San Antonio, I turn mine on. So San Antonio or far west Texas, I turn mine on. So the
yeah,
wife knows where I'm at. But then I turn it off. I turn it off when I get there.
Now
You can make the 360 quit working. All you do is turn your location off on your phone.
Yep. But I've realized I don't care who knows where I am. I mean, if anybody's going to come find me, it's not going to be hard to do. So I've got one of the groups is Christy and Sarah and me and some of my other family. And then I got another group that's Reese and me and Cody Rogers and Evan over in Plainview, so we can all figure out where each other are.
Well, just 360 thing, it'll actually draw a map of how far back does that go? It'll draw a map of your travels over the past several days.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like,
Also, an SOS from 360. If you're at sudden stop.
Yeah, Tibor, I suspect you're right about that.
They added upgrades to it for free, and if your car suddenly stops, it will send out an alert to the circle.
Yeah, that whole 5G and all that thing is just beyond me. I don't have any idea. I've kind of stopped worrying about it. There's so many different conspiracies running around about all the different stuff. Ooh, we were going to talk about end of the world stuff. You want to talk about a conspiracy I've got? It's not really a conspiracy idea I had. All those ships are backed up outside the harbors, the ports in Los Angeles, and I don't know wherever else they are. I have long thought, okay, to kind of dial this in a little bit, one good way, if somebody wanted to strike the U.S., like if they wanted to hit us with EMPs, they would be better off doing it from close than from far away. The further off that they launch a rocket at us, the more time we have to fire a defensive rocket and shoot it down out of the sky. So, and this is something everybody, this won't be any new thing to anybody, I don't imagine. So the obvious best way to do it would be to launch missiles, short-range cruise missiles or whatever else, onto cargo ships of some sort that they could launch by getting right up close to the coast, and nobody would have any idea it was there until I think it takes them about 20 to 30 seconds after launch before they detect and can start reacting. Well, by the time they detect and start reacting, if it's just parked off the coast, it can get to altitude far enough inland to pop and do its thing and send out the long wave radiation necessary to destroy electronic stuff. So the next thing then, if somebody, we'll say China, wanted to launch an invasion of the U.S., they could put thousands and thousands of people on our shores in a short matter of time using those big cargo ships that are carrying those big shipping containers. Because each of those shipping containers, especially those 40-foot ones, you can put anywhere from 10 to 20 guys a piece in those comfortably, along with enough provisions to get them by for a while. And each of those ships holds, a couple of hundred easily of those shipping containers. And if there's several dozen or however many there are ships parked out there, and I do not think this is happening. This is just one of those things that my brain goes crazy with. If they had a few dozen ships out there, well, you do the math on that, that's a lot of people. All they got to do is get the first couple of ships into the dock, start offloading people. They can take over that part of the dock in a matter of minutes, and then start sending out just launches and little boats to start bringing people in off the other ships, along with some equipment and stuff that they need. And in a matter of a few hours, before the U.S. military would have much time to react, that invading force, whoever it would be, would own most of Orange County or Los Angeles, from the port out before they could do anything. Then they've got a strategic advantage because we're not going to nuke Los Angeles, pretty sure. So Corsair trainers is safe, and some of those other guys, friends I got out there, they're all safe from the U.S. if they can just get away from the invading force. And that would give them a tactical advantage. Then they could launch an EMP strike and have all their equipment ready to be EMP proof. Plus, I guarantee, and this I do believe, that in probably 60 to 80% of the circuitry over here, since most of our chips are made in China and over there, they've got a little circuit in there that can be hit by a satellite at any given time and shut them all down. So anything that's got a Chinese chip in it in micro milliseconds from a satellite signal gets shut down. Automobiles, machinery, whatever else. Now, will they ever do that? Probably not. But anyway, there's some crazy thinking to peel your brain.
But Tibor's right. I think it was 1 second after. That's how they got us.
No, I don't think they ever said that in 1 second after. I don't think they ever said what it was.
It was one of them. They were the things were launched from the shipping.
Yeah, from cargo
right
ships.
Small ship fishing vessels right off the coast.
Yeah, there was a book I read that talked about that, and then as soon as they launched it, then they sank the ship so that blew up, scuttled the ship basically, so that they couldn't go find evidence of where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, no time for response, Tibor. That's right.
We bring ships from China in every day, all the time.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, just fun fantasy stuff to think about. So, what's your end of the world thoughts?
Well, man, it's happening right now. I'm about 90% convinced that the jab is actually the mark. And I've never been a literalist, but I'm about 90% convinced that the mandates and the jab and stuff are the mark, and that puts us way further into Revelations than I had anticipated being. And I'm fully expecting to see aliens any day now.
Cool.
They won't actually be aliens, but I'm expecting to see them.
I think that'd be a lot better than Democrats lately.
Not so much.
Yeah, it depends on the alien. There's good aliens, I'm voting for the good aliens to come in and well, I don't know what they'll do, but
they will come in and they will make Christianity illegal.
Oh, those aliens! I don't like those aliens.
That's all. That's the only ones you get, buddy. That's the only ones that are coming. They're not going to come over here and teach us how to make a better mousetrap.
Of course, if aliens show up, that may throw some kinks into some of the biblical teachings we've always studied. So, I don't know. There's that.
That's the thing. Everybody's going to say, see, there's no such thing as the Bible. The whole time it was aliens, when actually the aliens are not coming from other planets. They're actually coming from another dimension known as heaven the spirit world, and they're coming in here into a fleshly form, and we're giving them a whole lot more credit than credit's due.
I don't think those would be aliens, though.
That's how the mainstream media will put them off. They're not going to say the demons have showed up to help us rid the world of these evil Christians. That's not why they're going to say it. Yeah.
Now we're on the same page.
It's
yeah, your story sucks. I like mine better. Mine we can fight back easier.
The whole part about let's run out in the bushes and hide in a cave or whatever, I believe those guys pray for the mountain to fall in on them and kill them. So yeah, there's just until you get to the very last page of the book, there's just not a lot of happy in there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, Revelation's not a feel-good book.
it's well, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. Oh wait, we're all dead. Yay.
You know, actually, Revelation is a feel-good book. It just
It is.
takes a while to get there. You know, in the end of Revelation, we win, but it ain't much fun in the process.
It's not it is not one of those it's not a Wii fight. What do you call it? The little game where you put the 3D goggles on and yeah, that's not how it happens.
Yeah.
It's you know, more along the lines of your grandkid calling up, hey, Pop doesn't have the vaccine and he's out mowing his lawn. And then the popo show up and beat me down and throw me in the bottom of the prison until I agree to the jab or starve to death. Have you seen that deal?
NFW, that's easier to say. NFW, I think that there's 2 or 3 ways that the cleansing with fire could come, because a solar blast with an intense enough discharge, plasma discharge, would be a cleansing of fire as well. So that's possible.
It only takes 3 high altitude detonations to EMP the entire North American continent.
Yep.
The end. I mean,
Yep.
There's no good place to be for that. Potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things.
The CME, it basically just rolls around the planet. There's no, maybe if you're on the side of, nighttime when it hits, you'll be okay. Chances are no.
Yeah, if it's a plasma blast and it hits hard like that, yeah, the side facing, it's going to catch it worse. But the electric effects, if you want to call it that, will be worldwide. Yeah. NFW, what part of the country are you in? I should know this and I can't remember.
He's in not Texas.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Also, I don't know if you know this, but I don't believe that Revelation is a book of prophecy. It's an apocalyptic book. It's a book of apocalyptic writing, but I don't see it as prophecy predicting things that are going to happen. It is a parallel of what's going on in the spiritual world, and most of the stuff I see in there was the spiritual battle that happened from the time of Christ until around the fall of Rome. Not the fall of Rome, the fall of Jerusalem, somewhere around 70 AD, something like that.
Been a whole lot
Michigan.
longer than 1,000 years though since then. So we're due a change, like way past due a change.
Yep.
So I
Holy crap!
I think the Revelations is just telling us what it's going to be like over and over and over and over again until Christ comes back. I don't think it stopped at the 70 years. I think it's just kept on going until Christ comes back. That's the way it's going to be. It's just each time it plays out, it's going to get worse. I mean, right now in Africa, they're literally cutting the, they don't outright kill the Christians right now. The women, they cut their breasts off, and the men, they cut their genitals off, and they leave them to die on their own.
There's a lot of places they outright kill them. I mean, that's not an uncommon thing too. But yeah, what you say, that does happen.
I'm talking that's what they're doing right now as we speak to some family.
Yeah, yeah, in Northern Africa for sure. NFW, I would say do not worry about Yellowstone. Yellowstone releases pressure all the time. The Yellowstone caldera is not building. It heaves and what is the word? Heaves and moves and whatever else, but it releases pressure all the time. So I don't see it building up to be any kind of a big deal. And I like the way you said implosion. That's kind of a neat way to put that too. But I don't see that as being a problem. A lot of people talk about that. That's one of those good things, like the Chinese showing up in ships. But I don't see that as a big issue.
Yeah, I don't think those people over there in La Paloma need to worry about it either. That thing's been bent for forever. There's no way it's going to erupt.
You're right. Yeah, but
Sorry.
that hadn't been venting. That one built up pressure until it did pop.
Yeah, well, it was like spewing. It decided it was going to spew like a lot.
Yeah,
They never built on that side of the volcano, man. It wasn't ready yet. But I digress. Not anything built on that side of that island or on that section of the island was over 50 years old.
Yep.
Or over 30. All that stuff was new.
Wes, why do people do that? Why do they build in places where they know a volcano is going to blow? In Colorado, I know of one place over south of Leadville that people built a house in an avalanche chute 3 different times. Not the same people, but other people. They build a house there knowing it's in an avalanche chute, and then be completely surprised, some years down the road when an avalanche came out and, wiped the house off the foundation.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Down in South Central Texas, that happens on the Nueces River, I think, close to San Antonio or Austin. There's a floodplain down there of a river that floods fairly regular, even though every time it floods, they call it a 100-year flood. Except it's done it a bunch of times in the last 100 years. And so people come in and go to where the foundations are of a house that used to be there, and they build another house.
They're still building houses.
I appreciate their optimism.
New Orleans gets wiped out every time there's a decent hurricane. I mean, come on. Stop throwing money at that place.
Yeah.
When it was a trading, what do you call it? Little village with a few houses here and there up on stilts and stuff, and and the boats could tie off. It made sense. But you're building on ground level. You have to have how many pumps going every day, all day long, to keep the water from going into the street?
Yep. Yeah. If they want to impose some green energy, that might be a good place to start. They'd save a lot of electricity if they just get everybody the heck out of that bowl there, out of that lake bottom.
And just, if they're going to build it back, build everything on, 200-foot stilts. I think, isn't it 200-foot below sea level?
Something crazy like that. Yeah, Tibor. Yeah, California. They build those houses on the cliffs that are made of sand. There's a place in Colorado by where I used to live that the side of the mountain's always shifting, but people think, oh, we'll put a house here because it's got great views. Well, it's a great view right up until it winds up at the bottom of that mountain, and then the view's like everybody else.
And people go out and do all this dirt work on the side of the hills and mountains and stuff in the Ozarks. And they want to know why their house slides down into the bottom of the draw. Well, you disturb the soil.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. I don't really know. They have slides up in that part of the world already. As it is, the side of the hill will just turn loose and just slide down. All the trees will be like, because the dirt literally runs out from under them.
Uh-huh.
And, the land that you can still afford to buy over there, that's, if you need to look at the trees, are they standing straight up or are they leaning backwards?
Yeah, and
that's
why?
what you need to ask yourself.
Is there a lot of wind that makes them grow that funny? Boy, speaking of wind, good grief, we had the wind here on Saturday. Man, or no, yesterday. Yes, I don't know what day it was. It was either Saturday or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. We had I think somebody reported 80-mile-an-hour gusts up here.
Yeah.
We had lots of dirt moving.
40 and 50-mile-per-hour gusts. Day before yesterday or yesterday? Yesterday.
Your memory's as
We
bad as
got
mine.
caught out in it, man. We were at,
Oh yeah,
just got through walking around the property and stopped to get some burgers on the way home, and bam, it hit. And we were instantly covered in dirt.
yeah. It's supposed to be like that tomorrow too. Maybe not the big 80-mile-an-hour gust, but sustained 30-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow.
Yeah, no, and I settled on, I was going to go to start my little 2-day
Hi,
camp
Carol.
out on the property tomorrow. I was going to go tomorrow, stay the night, and then stay Wednesday, and then Wednesday night, and it's supposed to blow like crazy tomorrow night. Rain all day Wednesday. That'll be a great camp out.
For sure. You gonna take the trailer?
No.
Nope.
I'll sleep in the barn
Cool.
with all the holes in the roof. Hope
Sweet.
I didn't get to where I was trying to sleep.
You slept in the rain before, I remember.
Didn't like
Well,
it.
you didn't sleep, but
They didn't sleep in the windstorm and that BTSR either.
oh yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
No, you missed that one.
I'm only kind of sorry.
We had fun though. We just, in retrospect, we should have hiked back in that night. We knew there was something coming, but it was so pretty when we went to bed. It was a beautiful night.
That sounds familiar. It was so pretty when we went to bed.
And then, bam.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been so happy to find a rock shit house in my life. I mean, I was literally camped out in the latrine, man.
Yeah.
When they didn't follow me, I finally went back over there and I was like, "Hey, y'all want to get out of the wind for a while? I've got a warm spot." And anyway, we spent another 2 hours in the latrine, hugging a twig stove that there just happened to be a number 10 can handy, so we made a couple of twig stoves and we'd take turns running outside getting twigs. Then coming, man, it got cold. We were in t-shirts all day long, and then boom, it was cold, and it was I had my underquilt, but the wind would come up and it would just balloon the underquilt and just blow wind through it like a tunnel. And
wow,
I was miserable.
No doubt.
Best move I ever made was
northern,
grabbing my blanket and heading for the latrine and visiting with the rat all night.
Kind of like when we have a northern blow in up here. I remember coming back from Lubbock one day, the temperature dropped 55 degrees driving from Lubbock back to here.
Wow. That's what it did here. Well, it wasn't a northern. The wind was started. It was coming out of the south. And then it went southwest, and then boom, when it got fast, due west, coming straight out of the west. And then it switched around, and by the time we got home, it was coming out of the west northwest. And then it went from, it was nearly 90 when we left the property, and then it was 70 by the time we got home. And
yeah. Hello, Bent. How are you, my friends? Good to see you. I can't type because Bent may not know this. My computer, Bent, my laptop is like this. I can't open it all the way straight up or it doesn't work, so I've got it like this. But I can talk. Good to see you, bud.
Oh, I didn't think about that. All the trees are gone up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna be like us now.
I'd be going and finding little pine trees growing on the side of the road, and I'd be digging them up and moving them. You know, they won't let you do
well,
that. All those little
after a
pine
fire
trees,
like they've had, there's going to be lots of little pine trees.
but they won't let you transplant the
Yeah, there's
ones
going
that
to be
are
lots
growing
of
on the
trees
side of the
sprouting up.
road.
After a fire goes through,
Yeah, but they need to put the fast growing ones up, those engineered ones.
well.
I know they want it to be natural, but we're talking 100 years before it comes back. You know, before you got a forest.
No, I don't think it's that long. I don't think it takes that long. Because up in Breckenridge, you know, they when the mining heyday up there in the late 1800s, shoot by the 1930s, 40s, whatever else, it was back forested again, and now there's great big old growth trees there, and you can look at the pictures from the 1800s, like the 1890s, and it was like clear cut. Man, there was nothing up there. Yep. No, I'm not surprised at all, Ben. That's how that goes, man. I saw it up in Colorado several times after fires, man. The trees, there's a lot of stuff that it takes fire to open up those cones and get those seeds to get down and sprout and go. So fire's a horrible thing, but it's a cycle of nature.
Yeah. I just wonder and they cut all the trees, right? They didn't leave the burned trees like they did in Yellowstone, so they could just fall down, make it impossible to walk
Oh
through
yeah,
there. You can't
yeah,
walk.
because it was
You
national
can't
park.
walk through there.
Oh, it's like that in Colorado too, Wes. All the beetle kill they had up there. They're back in wilderness areas where they can't go do stuff to it. And it's just like, remember Pickup Sticks, that game Pickup Sticks? That's what it's
Yeah,
like back in some of the forests up there. It's crazy.
that's what it's like in
Sweet.
Yellowstone. Some of it.
Hey, Bent, how long does it take those redwoods to grow? They're a slow growing tree, I think, aren't they?
Redwoods, yeah, they take a little while.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. But the lodgepole pines and the limber pines and the boys like the Engelmann spruce and blue spruce, some of that stuff, Doug fir, all that stuff grows fairly fast. Yeah, that's what we thought. All burnt trees taken down and removed. Yeah.
That's so they could run them through the shredder and put them into the renewable energy tree pulp fired non carbon emitting power plants. Burning wood just puts the same crap out that burning coal does, people. Just saying. Except for the sulfur. Maybe they don't put out as much sulfur. But it's carbon monoxide.
Happy Hair and Cornelius are about 10 miles from the house now. Actually, not that far.
Well, that's okay. It's 2 hours into this thing, and it was just a pop up. Let's get on here and talk smack for a
And
little while.
that's funny. I'd been thinking about doing a live stream tonight too, but would have been too tired. So I was glad to find yours when I got home. Well, when I got out of the shower.
You can't make excuses like I'm tired or I'm busy. You just gotta do the live stream. Put your life on hold.
That's what we've got you for. You're our live stream guy.
I don't know how many of these live streams I'm gonna be able to keep doing if I'm gonna be sleeping in a barn in Colorado City.
I wonder, can you get internet service out there? I hadn't thought about that. What can you get for? I mean, I guess you can get.
If I can get them to run the power over there,
Yeah,
I can actually get cable internet because they'll just
that'd be cool.
the cable's only got to come the same distance. The house at the end of the street has electricity and cable, so and I can get the broadband anyway. Get the
Yeah, just the over your phone stuff.
whatever the. Now our cell phones don't work worth a crap over there.
Oh, really? That
But
surprises me. I figured they'd work okay. What cell service do you have?
I have Cricket,
Huh.
but AT&T doesn't work down there because it's a Verizon plant, right? A Verizon area.
Okay. I was going to say
Some cell
that's what I've
phone
got.
companies have wars with other cell phone companies.
Yeah. Yep.
They haven't grown up.
Keyboard wants to know how big that place is you bought.
The
Like 4
main
acres?
piece of property is 1.612 acres. 2 city blocks down, there was another lot that come with it that is 150 foot by 140.3 feet, and it is covered in old growth mesquite.
Really?
Now there's those really big mesquites that are laying down on Bob's place down there. Those ones that are like this. Whoa, there's
Yep.
2 of them on that lot.
Cool. I love it.
And
I'm looking forward to seeing this place.
yeah, I'll probably go ahead and upload that video I did. I'm not going to be able to make it perfect, so I'm just gonna have to get over it, and it'll let you know what it looks like now and what I'm faced with. So we will. I think I'll upload it. Go ahead and upload it and run with it, and that'll give everybody a look at what we're starting with. The 1.5 acres is 1/3 of that is useless as tits on a boar hog. It's until I get it cleaned up, there's literally nothing that can be done with it. It's just piles and piles of concrete.
Oh.
Whenever at some point somebody started tearing the thing down and they started ripping all the steel out of the building, and as they were ripping the steel out, the roof was falling in, and the roof was concrete slab.
Oh, yeah.
So they got to a point where the building was unsafe for them to keep doing that, and so they just pushed the walls in.
Oh, good grief.
And the rest of it just fell. So I'm actually planning on putting, it's probably an 80-foot long section of wall that was red brick. I'm going to, the plan is to get a skid loader in there and clean that foundation up. And I'm going to use busted concrete and build a rock wall at least 6 foot high.
Yep. Heck yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And that'll put
Exactly what I was thinking.
a sound barrier between me and town. So
Yep.
that's the plan anyway. Yeah, and I can get city water there. I can get them they'll put a meter in for me, which will give us drinking and cooking water while the grid's up or whatever. And then we've got plans for water catchment, and we're going to figure out some way to get a well on the place. The water table should be no more than about 25 foot.
Wow.
Down, 12 foot down.
That's pretty cool.
Right there at the river, man. All I got to do is get below the river.
Yeah.
And the water will flow in from that sandstone. So it may not produce a lot of water, but it'll make water. That's I'm not trying to irrigate a wheat field. I'm just trying to I'm trying to grow vegetables. So
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, shoot, even a little bitty pump that pumps a couple of gallons an hour or something.
The thing
I
I'm
mean-
stoked about is having a 3-foot rock wall completely surrounding my garden area, man.
Heck yeah.
I've just got to get that armadillo out of there.
There's time for
Apparently, a family of armadillos living in there.
that.
So, foxes, raccoons, deer, stuff like that could get into it. But I don't think I have to worry about the gophers. I'll get an air rifle and we'll worry about them other things. Because last I checked, it's still legal to shoot an air rifle in town.
I believe so. Hey, Aid mentioned Starlink. I thought about that too, Aid. I haven't looked into it yet, but that has occurred to me that might be a handy thing to have. I don't know how that works. Hopefully, it's more reliable than some stuff. Who knows?
Tibor, it borders the Colorado River. It's not like the Colorado River you think about in Colorado. It's a different
Thank
Colorado
you.
River.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
It's the Colorado River that comes through Texas, which doesn't have as much water in it as the Brazos does. Actually, the Colorado River runs all the time. It's just the spring. It runs in the sand in the bottom of the creek at the end. We were down there. We walked the river quite a bit, and we actually found a place where the scum that grows on top of the water wasn't there, and because there was a tree had fallen down, so the water, all the scum's being held back by the tree, and the water underneath it is
Yes, it's tough.
clear.
It's true.
Hi, Cornelius.
Say hi to Wes.
Hi, Wes.
Say it louder.
Hi, Wes. I mean,
Hi. You look very lovely in your white dress and cowboy boots and stuff.
What?
When she took those pictures,
Oh, your birthday picture.
when you were getting your picture taken, all spruced up and stuff, you were very pretty.
Oh, what dress?
White dress, yeah.
Like white or off-white or cream colored or something.
It was like pink. I hate pink, but okay.
Sorry, Ben.
Oh, so now you're going to bust my chops because I'm colorblind.
Oh, darn.
Was it not a white dress? What?
It's so tragic.
The pink? Oh. All right. Do you want to come say hi to?
Really?
Come say hi to everybody. There's not very many people. There's only like 12 people or so.
Hi. Smile for it. Don't just walk away with that grin on your face. You smile. Smile. Give us a big smile. Thank you.
Yeah. How about that? Wow. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
You're home.
I am.
Aw. It's very special. Well, I guess if you want to go hang out with your wife and such, we'll let you do that. We've been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes. Everybody's calling her Cornelius now. I love that. That's what they tell the stories.
That's really cool to know that the water table is only 25 feet. I like
And
that
the
a
only
lot.
reason I'm
Well, you put in
guessing
a
at
hand pump for that.
2 people just down the river from me, that's where their water's at. And one of them is actually way further up off of the river than I am, and his water's at 25 feet.
Yeah.
Actually, his is at
Nice.
20 feet. So basically, whenever they get down below the surface of the water in the river, their well starts filling up. So
Boy, between
Yeah,
that and rain catchment,
yeah,
you're
I'll be
set.
fine. And there's actually a cellar on the property right next to me that I want to get. That the way it's set up, the foundation and stuff that's there, catches everything and runs it into the cellar, and it's holding water, dude. So if that one will hold water, I know I can make the ones on my side hold water.
Got to believe. What, Tibor, what is whose name? Which one?
Her name is Cornelius,
Yeah.
and the other one's name is Happy Hair. Just keep it simple. It's because her real name starts with a C, and there's a name that she doesn't like to be called, which starts with a C, and I always mess up and call her. So, and yeah, somebody thinks it's funny as all get out, and it's really not.
No, I don't know. It kind of is.
But I'm really bad with names.
No, Tibor, her name is Sarah, named after a couple of my grandmothers.
Yeah, her name is Sarah. It's spelled Corneli.
So hi, Chip. What can I do for you?
You know, when you go to like Fazoli's and places like that, and they ask for a name that you give,
Yes.
they want yeah. So the name I always say is Cornelius, and Sarah every time is like, oh,
I love that.
I'm slow. A typed in hello HTH, and I'm like, who the heck is, what is HTH? What is that? Thank you, yes. Yes, HTH is hair that's happy. I should have known that, but
Which I
Thank
couldn't
you,
get that
T-Bone.
name right either, so I just started calling her Happy Hair.
yeah. Yeah, Wes was, for anybody that doesn't know it, I'm sure everybody does. Wes was the one that got both of those names started.
Because I'm just that guy.
Yep.
My daughter changed hers. I had everybody online on the Xbox calling her Puma Girl. Because she would get. So I started calling her that. And it's,
Sure.
what's your gamer tag now? Puma Girl Fit. She
Yeah,
changed her gamer tag to Puma Girl. I love it.
Nice.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
Tibor, there are several women in our family, my mom's side of the family, that were named Sarah.
on my side too.
Oh yeah, on Christy's side too. True.
So was the Corinne.
Yeah, and the Corinne. Her middle name is Corinne. And that came from Christy's side for sure. Yeah. All the girls' names, all three of them, they were named after someone. They all had names that were continuations and hat tips towards past relatives.
That's my daughter's settled on a name for her soon to be hatchling.
Yeah.
Gonna call it Elijah Wayne, which I'm cool with.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's a cool name.
I was apprehensive about the first one, but I think it'd be cool. And then
No, I think it's a good name.
Yeah, that's what I named the little boy that make it. So.
Oh.
But now I'll
Yeah,
be able to use
I
the
get
name
that.
for a good thing, so it'll break the thing of it. And that's after she first brought it up. I was like, and then I thought about it for a few days and prayed, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Then we couldn't
That
find
works.
anything to go with it, and then her adopted granddad first name was Wayne. And he didn't have a son or anything like that. So, yeah. So, going to name the boy after him.
And if she decides that Elijah Wayne doesn't work, you can always go with Elijah Craig, because that's an awful good brand of bourbon.
There's that. No, I
Reese named his.
I have a grandkid named after
Reese named.
I'm good.
Yeah, Reese named his son Jameson Wayne, and at least partly because that's one of our favorite whiskeys. Reese is in Lubbock now.
Did he move
I'm
already?
very sad.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Didn't
Yep.
take him
He's
long
still
to get
getting
out
some-
here when he decided to, did he?
No, they got the house. They're in. No more business meetings. That makes me sad, Wes. That really does, man. That was a good thing.
Yeah, because
You
you
need
can't
to
go
go- you know what?
business meeting in Lubbock.
You need to buy Reese's house, and then we can keep that going.
No.
Wes.
I could have bought 23 acres just up the road from you a couple of miles. The big red banner across the front of it said no water. Like, no, thank you.
Well, see, Reese has plenty of water, and we've got the speakeasy with a dartboard and all kinds of cool stuff out there.
All I got to do is cough up 180, huh? I'll be fine.
It ain't that much. You can pick it up cheaper than that.
Yeah, but what am I going to do in that part of the world
Drink whiskey with me.
for money?
I'll give you $20 each time.
That ought to cover your tab. No, I think my wife's got us locked into the other one. I'll tell you what, I'll put a dartboard up on one of those concrete walls.
That won't be hard on tips at all.
We'll put plywood up first. We'll put up a piece of plywood.
Okay.
Then, you know what? Now I'm going to do it.
Good night, C103. Yeah, hey, that's right. No more speakeasy. There's another friend of mine out of Lubbock that I'm hoping might look into buying it. He's thinking about it. And so we could keep it going then, but he's not as good of a friend as Reese is. And I don't know, Wes would like him. So, I mean, it'd still work out. Wes could still come up and the three of us could still hang out in there, but it wouldn't be the same.
Why don't you just clear out your barn back there and we'll just... Not your shop, the other one, the one with the bees in it.
No. That actually, early on when I moved in here, was the plan, because it wouldn't be real hard to insulate that. It's already got electricity there. It doesn't leak. I mean, even in a heavy rain, that can keeps the water out. Now, if there's a leak in there, I don't know about it. That was the plan at one point, but, reasons.
Yeah. Or I don't know, you could
Hey, Wayne.
build one out of railroad ties.
I don't have enough railroad ties.
Telephone poles.
I'm actually fixing to get that building that's behind Reese's house, that little portable building.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring that in. And I think Christy and I decided we're going to put that on the west edge of the watchtower. We're going to set it there. So sort of we'll have that. Either there or over next to my office. I hadn't decided for sure how we want to do that.
How big is it? I can't remember.
Of Reese's?
Yeah.
It is 20. Ooh, I want to say 24 by 20. Might be 20 by 10.
That's a decent size one.
Yeah. And it's got the
finished
loft
out
in
or
it
just
too.
storage?
Yeah.
Is it just storage or is it finished?
No, it's finished. I did all the wiring. I wired it up good. So it's all wired up. Got an air conditioner in it. Good light, ceiling fan, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can get it moved over here and it not crack all the sheetrock in the process. We'll find out how solid it's built when we move it.
It's going to be heavy.
For sure.
Depends on how good a mover you got.
Yep.
And hey, Wayne, how's it going?
Rachel's still here. Rachel, I didn't know you were still here. You've been so quiet.
Yeah, she's sewing something. She's probably making a pumpkin teddy or something.
Either that or that never-ending blanket she's working on.
Never-ending blanket.
No, Tibor, you're right. A retaining wall is not easy. That's a lot of work. By the time you do the excavation, you set the timbers, you spike them together. Yeah, there's a lot of work in that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do all that. That's why the idea of just stacking those big chunks of concrete with a little mortar. I'm going to take some mortar and put a little bit of Portland in it. Just enough to kind of make it where it's not wobbly and you can't lean on it and knock it down. And that way they can't say, well, you can't leave that there. I said, yeah, I can. I don't think there's.
Right,
I
Wayne.
have to check and make sure there aren't regulations for fences.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Wayne, you're going to be on the road in a couple of days. Do you know what day that you're potentially coming through this part of the world? Because I want to make that happen. I'm going to be out of town. Do I tell this when I'm going to be? I don't care. Starting the 20th. We're going to be up in New Mexico for a little cabin that we go up to. I've done videos up there before, so we'll be gone. Don't know. Okay.
He's behind schedule because he was supposed to be coming through. Because he's talking about coming through on the way back.
Yep.
So.
All right. Yeah, we'll keep that one. That's a fluid situation. We'll keep that going. We're way off schedule. I get that.
So you're going to be in New Mexico or Colorado on the 20th?
New Mexico, up north of Pecos, up in the Pecos, the edge of the Pecos wilderness. I mean, literally the edge. If you find yourself with nothing to do, you might head that way.
Well, that's me and the wife's birthdays are the whenever the 24th and stuff is.
Are y'all birthday a day apart?
2 or 3 days apart.
I didn't know that. When is her birthday? What day?
Yep. Hers is the 24th.
That's my little brother's birthday.
And mine's my birthday on a Tuesday this week. My birthday sucks this week or this year.
That's pretty cool. Y'all got a birthday that close together.
Man, everybody! I got so many friends that have we used to have like the biggest birthday party in October because everybody when you had birthdays in October, man.
Yeah.
It was like, and then they started having what they call a blowout. We all went out and it was fun. It was like this big weekend party.
Reese's wife's birthday is on Halloween.
And then people started dying and crap. So.
Yeah.
She wanted to be born on the 30th. That's a friend of mine. His birthday is July the 4th.
Wow.
The entire country turns out for his birthday.
Right.
And my brother's January 1st. So he thinks the entire world turns out for his. 2 days in a row. Europe Day, our day.
Tibor, I wish it was easy to get to. For my high school graduation present, there was a lady, Mrs. Chapman was her name, Faye Chapman. Yeah, Yeah. I didn't even know she cared much about me. She crocheted me a blanket, Afghan, you know. They're just beautiful. It had these like flower rosettes on it. It was white with the green around the edge, and then the rosettes on it is beautiful. I mean, just beautiful. I have treasured that thing my whole life. I
How long
mean,
are you going to stay up there, Rob? Sorry, I'm still thinking about something else. My bad, guys.
that's okay. We'll be up there 3 nights. We'll come back. We come back home on. Oh, that sucks. We come back home on Saturday, so we'll be there Wednesday, Thursday. No, that's 4 nights. No, 3 nights. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights. We'll be there.
Okay. Well, I just I didn't know because he said he was going to try to be back home by Halloween, so that puts him probably trying to come through here last week of October. He should be coming through here somewhere
Hey, he can
about
bring you.
time. You're getting
Yeah,
back.
he can bring you a jug of moonshine from Tennessee for your birthday. November 11th.
I'm gonna go harvest a bunch of cactus berries. Did you want me to get you a bucket? They're
You
like
might as well not, because I grabbed a bunch while I was at Shelton's and hadn't done anything with them yet.
they believe it or not, they weather well. It's weird how long they'll
They
last.
do. They do. I had a couple of them that started, kind of melted down and started leaking. I need to figure it out. I got so much work going on right now. Good grief. Between the fertilizer plant, who is redoing everything, and then the feedlot, which is redoing a bunch of stuff. They gave me a list 2 pages long that I just kind of got started on the last couple of days. I'm not complaining, but I'm getting too old for this.
There's that. Old blankets and old quilts and stuff like that. I left a sleeping bag and one of my favorite camping blankets at BTSR. I got to get back and see if I can go over there and get that.
They had that work weekend a few days ago.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, we missed it. But Bob said it wasn't any big deal this time. He said he'd much rather us be able to make it for the one in the spring so we can get out in the woods and camp and sit around the fire and do all that. And I agree.
I got to get this. No, we'll see. I'm not going to sign on for anything this time.
Yeah.
Because right now I just got to worry about trying to stay alive for Mrs. S. Apparently, that's what she says my new job is.
I think you got that covered, brother. I hope that you do not let that get into your head and worry you. I think you're going to be here a while.
So I let it get under my skin pretty bad, and I let myself
Sure.
get pretty far down. My problem is
Sure.
after you let yourself get down, then you got to fight way hard to get back up on top.
Yes. Don't I know it?
My legs are killing me right now. They are so sore.
Why?
Because I've been pushing myself way past my limits.
Good. That's a good thing. I know it hurts, but that's a good thing. That's what keeps you alive, keeps you young and strong. Serious. I mean that.
Cut out a bunch of the sugars and got up off my ass, and I've already dropped 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So can't tell it by looking at me. But
It doesn't work. It never goes away from our gut first. It goes away from other parts that you can't tell first.
I'm pretty sure I lost it on my legs and on my arms. And I want my arms to be big and muscular.
You know what, Wes? I don't know what the deal is. I feel like I am hemorrhaging muscle mass. I used to consider myself fairly muscular, had something going on. But anymore, man, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I've got old man arms and crap, dude. I don't know what's happening. I have aged. I mean, I know part of what it
I'm
is.
not telling him you said that.
I have aged a bunch in the last 2 years, not surprisingly, but I have I looked at a picture of myself a couple of days ago from 2 years ago, and I have aged. And
It's because
I
you're
hate it.
old, my man.
Yeah, that's very nice of you. Thank you. I'm gonna have your dad start. I'm gonna tell your dad to start shucking belt loops and work you over.
Yeah, go get my belt.
Yeah.
But I'm holding your grandchild in here. You
Yeah.
cannot hurt me.
See, Trump
He ain't
card.
gonna hit you in the stomach.
I'm not going to hit her at all. Her dog just, you said something about hitting her. Her dog came in the room. Did I tell you that story yet? Do not get me bit. We were goofing around in the living room. What was it, a week ago? A couple weeks ago?
About a week ago.
And I just reached over there and swatted her on her leg or whatever. And she said, ow. That dog about took me out.
Came unhinged.
Yeah, he did. He was like right here.
It made
His
me nervous. I
teeth
thought he was about to get
brushed
him.
my beard. And he was very verbal about you cannot do that. And you could see the look in his face. He was like, oh, this is going to hurt, but I ain't backing down. And I was like, it's all right, dude. I'll just leave her alone.
What?
And
You're such a baby.
like, that's the last thing I need is a, how much does he weigh now?
I think it weighs like 90 pounds.
90 pounds. That's the last thing I need is a 90-pound dog trying to chew my face off. Shiloh, come here.
And
Come here, retard.
Wayne may not know this, but I don't own a motel anymore. We sold that back in March or April. I think we got rid of it in April. So if you come through here, what I'll do is I'll give you Wes's bedroom, which is our camper trailer out in the front yard.
Oh, but where am I
The
going to
bed's
stay?
very. You can stay in there with him.
I get to be the outside of this spoon. I'm just saying.
My name's Paul, and that's between y'all, okay?
He can
Yeah,
stay in
see,
the playhouse or whatever.
Boy, Rachel, I don't have much of it. Did you see that Instagram post I did where I was feeding that deer? I saw the top of my head, and I was like, ah. I almost didn't post those pictures because I was that embarrassed.
I got him to get it.
Sit. Sit down. He's too short to reach it. Sit. He acts like the little dog's gonna steal it or something.
Well, it's
The
because your little dog's
like
mean.
3 foot
Nope.
shorter than him.
Actually, if it works out that way, I mean, there's 2 beds in that camper. You know, that couch back there, plus the kitchen table, both of those drop down and make pretty decent beds. So, you know, I think we're good. And we got a couch and we got hammocks, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Hi, Walter.
Uh,
Senor Davis.
Man, I have. Hey, ask your mom if she wants me to go get fuel in her car or not.
Look at this weird Cheeto. Pretty sure Cheetos ain't supposed to look like that.
I would eat it if I was you. Teach it some manners.
Yep.
I shouldn't be. I'm actually. I told my wife when I got done with this thing that I would go get fuel in her car for her. I drove it out, all of her gas out. She's got 26 miles in fuel, and it's 26 miles to work. So that's a little close.
Yeah, a little. Wayne, we'll talk about it, buddy. We'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah,
Why not?
Corsair Trainers goes off on Cheetos, doesn't he?
How come?
That's the thing, all the armchair whatever's sitting around
Oh, the
Cheetos.
keyboard. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid in high school, junior high, whatever, when I'd go camping, I pretty much didn't need anything to go camping with other than a sleeping bag, a couple of big bags of Cheetos, and a couple, good supply of ginger ale. I was good to go. I mean, I really did. That's about all I had to have. Get out somewhere and be comfortable. Cheetos and ginger ale, and I'm a happy boy.
Me,
I have upgraded from ginger ale now.
I really like the idea of being able to hook onto the house and drag it with me.
Heck yeah. That's comfortable, isn't it? Except, you know what? Our trailer we've got, I'll bet I hadn't even spent, we've had that thing however many years, and I'll bet of all the times we've taken it anywhere, I haven't even spent 2 weeks worth of nights in it. As often as not, when we go up to Colorado camping, we take Christy's mom with us. We'd give her the bed in the camper, and Christy and I would sleep out in the tent. I love sleeping outside. I really do. I love it.
I don't mind sleeping in a tent, but I just don't do the ground anymore. That's any of you people expecting to see me sleeping on concrete or on the floor or in my little adventure, forget it. I'm taking an army cot and I'm sleeping on it. And I'm taking a foam mattress to put on the army cot.
Heck yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I do not mind sleeping. I mean, I can still sleep on the ground if I kind of dig out a spot for my butt and kind of hollow out a spot for my shoulders. I'm okay, sort of. But I'll take a good, comfortable sofa bed mattress anytime.
I've got to get up and do stuff during the day, so yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm going to bed. It's past my bedtime.
Okay, love you.
Love you.
Don't kiss her. She's rude.
I
Yeah.
don't know this is then. The candy corn bag that Mom opened, it is much fresher than the ones that we got from Walmart.
Really?
Yeah, and so don't eat them because then you're not going to want
Yeah,
to stop.
Wayne, exactly. I hear you. I
Good
got
night,
lots of
everyone.
more. Bye, sweet pea.
Bye. Come on, let's go to bed.
Seriously, I got to get up. I'm gonna go get my wife some fuel. That way
works.
she doesn't have to leave early in the morning. That's just wrong. I can be at the gas station in 10 minutes and back in 20. So
You going
anyway,
down? Where do you go down to the Allsups?
I did same one way or the other,
No. Yeah.
but Allsups is easier. It's
Yep. Plus
like
you can get
4 miles to Allsups, 5 miles to Stripes.
Yeah, you can get a chimichanga and a hot link if you go to Allsups.
Oh man, I'm still stuffed from supper.
You'll be by the time you get home, you'll be wishing you had one.
No, I think not.
Trust me.
3 big old bowls of or not 3, 2 big old bowls of goulash and 2 slices of cornbread got me.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's pretty filling.
So anyway, God bless you people. Don't stay alive, don't die.
Wes, thanks for having me on the stream. It was fun.
Thanks for coming in. Give the girls a hug for me.
Yep, we'll
See you
do.
next time.
Hey, good night, everybody. Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.